Hello everyone. Today I'm going to draw with watercolor, quick little sketch, and I want to draw a hedgehog, my Jens, going fishing. So first, when I have an idea, I go to Google and just try to find some pictures how a man walking with a fishing rod looks like. Just looking through like hundreds of pictures to get this idea in my mind. And then I start to sketch. I will use this Etcher sketchbook. I really like it. It's pretty nice for watercolor. And some coloring pencils. I will talk about it later. I use them to sketch the initial drawing and later for some details, and I use these watercolors. They are not all schminke. There are all kinds of watercolors in there. So the light it's a lot of sunlight today, so I'm gonna use weird setup, and I use usually these two brushes, bigger and smaller. This is this setup to block some sunlight. So I don't sketch with a normal pencil. I use coloring pencils. It's what pencil is it? You even can see what kind of pencil it is because it's so short. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's Prismacolors, and it's two brown pencils. They are almost the same color. One is a little bit darker, and I use also black pencil for details. But first I sketch very lightly, so I will be able to draw over these light lines. And if I make a mistake, like here with the legs, yeah, like I have the idea in my mind, but I don't really know how it will look like when I finish. So sometimes I use an eraser to fix problems. Yeah, so first it's just shapes. Yeah, legs are pretty tricky for me. And finally I decided on some simpler shapes, just like two sticks. It looked more natural. If you can say natural for a hedgehog walking on two legs. Yeah, and I always forget about the ear. Then I start to make more bold lines. When I've got the idea that I wanted and I see that it really works. Yeah, I decided he will have some kind of box. Maybe there is lunch in there. Oh, I don't know. Maybe something he's fishing with, like worms. And his fishing rod. I used a reference for this, but mostly I remember it from my childhood. Like we used to have these fishing rods made from I think bamboo sticks. So yeah, here it is. Some grass. He's walking in the forest, and it's really nice sunny day. He will have a nice fishing day. So for the watercolors, for his fur, I use yellow ochre and some violet. It gives this really nice color. So first I make this first layer is pretty transparent, and I don't use a lot of water, so it's first light wash. And then I use darker color for some texture and to create like something looking like fur, for shadows and to make his shape more clear. And I think this sketchbook works really well with this quick watercolor sketches. It's Etcher hot pressed, and I bought it to draw like with mixed media, to draw on location. I was going to make some like sketches with watercolor and fountain pen and maybe even some gouache, but it didn't really work for this for me, so I just put it aside. And then I decided to try this kind of sketches, and it really worked for coloring pencil and for watercolor. Yeah, so now I decided to use it for my Jens sketches. I usually have a list of ideas for these sketches, what I want to draw, like these simple scenes from Hedgehog's life, like peaceful and happy. That's the emotion I want to draw for him. And then I think what Spinny would do. He's always some kind of trouble, like this little pet or child. And yeah, I come up with some idea. And these sketches usually don't take much, about 40 minutes. So for the wooden box, I use the same yellow ochre and okay, let me check. What's this other color? It's burnt sienna. And it works really. I like how it mixed with violet. It gives this nice deep color for shadow. And for Hedgehog's skin, I use Moonglow, Daniel Smith. It's my favorite color for shadows. It's really this color. I just love it. And it works well for Jens' skin. It's this like gray, bluish color. So yeah, when his fur is now dry and it has some texture, and I will add a little more with pencils later. So I use thinner brush for his legs and for fine details. Yeah, so here I'm not sure yet what Spinny will be doing. Still thinking of it. He could be just somewhere nearby, hopping in the grass or going back and forth, like, you know, like dogs usually do, go exploring the bushes and then come back. Or maybe he's helping to carry something, because I think this box will not be enough for the fishing trip. They will need a bucket. Yeah, where do you put your fish? And maybe they will need some food. Or maybe Spinny is up to something. Maybe he's hiding somewhere and going to jump and try to scare Jens. Yeah, so sometimes I make a little mess, like here. That's why I like watercolor. It's so easy to fix mistakes, and this paper really allows it. And then I will use pencils to make shapes more detailed. So yeah, now I'm mixing some greens for the grass. I guess he's walking in the forest, and I use this really bright green. It's for light grass, and then I add some sap green and mix it with indigo, and it gives this deep green tone for shadows. I really like how this bluish green works with bright, like almost yellow green. Yeah, and here I put a lot of water because I like this watercolor puddles and how they mix and flow into each other. And then some details for grass, like small blades of grass with dark green. Yeah, so it's almost done with watercolor. This talking is very new to me. I never made videos like this. I always just post speed paint, and it's really much easier than to talk for like 20 something minutes. It makes me feel weird to talk to my own computer, but I always imagine that there are some people listening, and I try to talk to them, and imagine that maybe it will be interesting to someone or will help someone, because I used to think watercolor is difficult, but it's really easy to make this kind of sketches. It doesn't take a lot of time, and you don't need to be really precise with the colors, with like shapes, because that's my problem in digital. Everything is so precise, and I like loose when it's like, I like drawing loose with watercolors. I like how your brain can just finish the shape. You see something, you see some splotch of color, and your brain finishes it for you, and you know, okay, this is grass, yeah. And it's really easy to make it with just a couple of puddles with water and watercolor, and it looks like grass. And in digital, it's much more difficult for me to make something so loose like this. Yeah, so now I use coloring pencil. I use dark brown for his fur. Just some strokes for just to give a hint of details, and everything else is left for imagination. Like, you can see that it's some kind of fur, maybe it's not even soft, and he has some kind of needles. He's hedgehog. And I use black for other parts because it's dark, so black works nice here. And then I will use brown again for just tiny details in grass, and like he's walking on some kind of forest path, I think. There are some little, always some leaves and rocks lying around. Yeah, some, to make this box look more like wooden, to make it believable. Yeah, and I usually how it's called, sharpen my pencils several times. I like them sharp because lines are so fine, especially for lines like this, for a fishing rod. Yeah, and it's almost done. And I've been talking for almost 18 minutes. Wow. Hopefully you will like it, and I will continue to do videos like that. It's kind of nice to share some thoughts, and if you have any questions, you can just comment under this video. I will gladly answer it. I like to chat about art and drawing and Jens' world. It's really, it's my personal project. It's not some kind of commercial thing, or it's just, this hedgehog is like some other world that I look into, and then I see some scenes and share it with you. Jens really feels alive to me, and he's nice. I love him. So yeah, and then I scan this picture, and in Photoshop just I don't tweak colors a lot, but I make the background white without any texture. And yeah, that's it. Picture is ready. Now I need to add Spinny somewhere, because he is somewhere nearby. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope you liked it. Bye.